first on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Midday starts now.
It's a Monday morning, May 13th. Thank you so much for joining us this morning for Fox 10 Midday. I'm Chelsea Sayasan.
And I'm Joe Emer. Apologies as Studio 10 had to be canceled, but of course we canceled with a good reason to keep you informed of what is going on with these storms. Man, it's been a wild last few hours.
Right. Meteorologist Jennifer Lambert is with us this morning. Her and Michael, you guys have been keeping us updated. Those winds this morning were wild. The question is, where is the system now?
So now where we're starting to track this system is really pushing through the Florida Panhandle. The good news is that a lot of this is beginning to push offshore, and so the wind threat that's beginning to go down. However, what's going up is going to be flooding concern by the time we make it further on into the rest of today. So let's go ahead and take a look at what our storm watch, it was allowed to expire. So we're no longer under that severe thunderstorm watch. However, there was talk from the SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, to continue to shift it further towards the east. So the Florida Panhandle possibly being put back into that. We'll continue to monitor and keep you updated. What else we have going on, however, is going to be the severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and also Escambia County, Florida there. Just barely clipping some of Baldwin County there. But what's left behind is going to be that maroon color. That is going to be a flash flood warning. And so again, that's going to be the biggest concern heading into the rest of today, as we've already seen quite a bit of rainfall so far and only expecting that to continue. Here's a look at what radar has been looking like so far for this morning. Those storms really quickly pushing through, leaving behind some of that rainfall in the wake. But closer towards the Florida Panhandle, Navarre, you're really beginning to hear some of that thunder and lightning. It's moving closer towards Fort Walton Beach, Niceville. You've been seeing some of these showers just ahead of this system, really lifting up from the Gulf there. But once it begins to push further down, you will start to possibly still see some of those gusty winds within it. That's why we still have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect. Some of those wind gusts, they've been getting up to 80 miles per hour. That is going to be that weak Category 1 hurricane strength. Navarre, Pensacola Beach, things are very loud for you, but still just starting to see some of that heavy rainfall pushing through. Molino Cantonment just starting to see more of that moderate rainfall at this time. The number of lightning strikes that we've been seeing so far, well over 600 strikes. It is very active. There's where that really straight line wind concern is. So it's already pushed a little through Navarre, just moving in closer towards Windhaven Beach. Fort Walton Beach, Destin, Niceville, you haven't quite seen those winds just yet, but you will start to see more of those begin to push further towards the east not too long from now. Now, I did want to go ahead and talk more about the rainfall that we've already been seeing. That red coloration, that's getting closer towards that 2.5 to even 4 inches of rainfall. The purple coloration, that 1.5 up to 2.5 inches. So we've seen quite a bit. And the Florida Panhandle, you haven't quite seen more of that heavy rain begin to push in, but really expecting this area, southern Mobile County, our Mississippi County, southern Baldwin, and portions of the Florida Panhandle to see more of that rain continue and really stall out heading into early afternoon. That's where that flash flooding concern will come into play. We're going to continue to monitor and keep you updated. We do have team coverage throughout the entire day here at Fox 10 News. We're going to continue to monitor more of these storms, and I'll have additional updates coming up in just a little bit. Chelsea, Joe. And also keeping a close eye on your forecast, the severe alerts across the Gulf Coast. Again, flash flood warning still in place for southern Mobile County, central Baldwin County, and a brand new one just issued for Pensacola, central Escambia County, Florida. You are now under this flash flood warning. I'll be talking more about those impacts and timing things out on your Futurecast coming up when we come back. And also keeping a close eye on your forecast. More of these storms continue to track across the Gulf Coast. And now that the heavy wind threat is beginning to move out, now we're left with the flooding threat. I'm going to be talking more about those details coming up on Fox 10 Midday when we come back. Opener.
I'm excited for it. Again, I was born and raised in Kansas City, grew up a Chiefs fan, so I'm excited to see what this season brings us. We'll see what it brings for everyone else, too, for all the other fans out there.
Could a three-peat be in the works? The big question.
I know. Well, let's go ahead and talk more about your forecast. And just a reminder, right now is a great time to download the Fox 10 weather app. That way you're staying updated with the forecast, because taking a look at radar, it is active on the screen there. Many watches in place, warnings in place, mainly
only in regards to the flash flooding that we're expecting heading into the rest of this afternoon and this evening. So just a reminder, you can download this. Also, it has that nice Futurecast option. And in case you were with us earlier for our coverage, if you scroll to the very bottom of the home screen, you have submit your photos and videos. We've received so many here, and we'll be sharing those with you heading into this afternoon and this evening. So stay tuned to Fox 10 News for more of that. But in case you have any damage reports, you can submit it right there, and we'll submit those to the National Weather Service office here in Mobile. Now I'm going to have a final look at your forecast coming up in just a little bit, and also we'll be back with 3 to know before you go. But here is a live view outside right now from the Admiral camera. Gloomy, overcast skies with more of that rain continuing. Make sure you drive carefully out there. Flash flooding will be a concern heading into the rest of today. So I'll be talking more about your forecast coming up when we come back.
They were not injured in that.
Yeah, it's wild because you didn't even see sparks or anything.
That's exactly right.
Thank goodness they're okay.
Really just a smooth landing.
Right.
So good for that pilot. Good to hear that everyone's okay. Well, let's go ahead and talk more about your forecast and timing things out on our Futurecast. So we're starting off for this morning. We really started to notice those heavy storms on the Florida Panhandle. They continue to push further towards the east. However, what's left behind is going to be more of those heavy downpours, some isolated lightning strikes. That'll continue heading into early afternoon. We get closer towards 1:30, really 2:30, 3 o'clock. You could start to see some breaks in the rain for when the kids are getting out of school, and then isolated heavy showers possible as we make our way closer towards the dinner time hour in your evening commute. Really expecting a lull in the activity closer towards 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Meteorologist Matt Barentine will be updating you on your forecast by that point. But just a heads up, remember, still expecting a second round to come through heading into the overnight hours. You're going to be dead asleep for a lot of folks closer towards 2, 3 o'clock, and then you'll be likely woken up from some of the thunder, the lightning, and the heavy showers as they're beginning to push through. If you are an early morning riser, if you have to be out on the roads closer towards 2, 3, 4 in the morning, please be careful out there. Flash flooding will be a concern due to our already saturated soil. Many areas already picking up 4 inches of rainfall just in the past few hours, and only expecting that to continue overnight. So again, please be careful, especially heading out early tomorrow morning. More of that rain continues to push further towards the east. And then by 7, 8 a.m., things are calm and quiet for the remainder of your Tuesday. So again, still a second round on the way heading into the overnight hours. So that's why we still have that storm tracker alert in place for today and the overnight hours due to that flash flooding concern. But things quickly rebound by midweek when we turn quiet and warm back up to near 80 degrees.
I'm ready for the severe stuff to be out of here.
I agree.
We're good.
And I'm hoping my daughter's tumbling mats are still in the backyard. Did not plan properly today. Stay weather aware, folks.